Hi, I'm Jeanne Fiorini. Thanks for joining the Tarot Tip series. This is Tarot Tip number 11. And today we're going to talk about what is the real question. If you've been following the Tarot Tips, you know that I put a lot of emphasis on asking a clear question. It's so important because cards have so many different aspects, positive and negative. We've talked about the good card, bad card idea, about how cards point, about all the ways that cards can talk about a few different things all at the same time. So it's real important that not only are we clear about what area of our life we're asking about, but what is the real question. Oftentimes people will come to the tarot table and we'll lay out a few cards and I'll ask somebody, well, where would you like to go with your questions? And they'll tell me a big long story and I'll listen, and when they're done I'll say, okay, what's the question? And they'll sit back and go, oh, I hadn't really quite thought about that. So when you go to work with your tarot cards, take a moment before you even open up your deck to really think about, what is it I really want to know? Let's take an example of you're struggling in your relationship. That is a very wide open, big fat kettle of fish. That could go in lots of different directions. What is the question around that? There is a very simple relationship layout that we can use, but aside from looking at the dynamics in a relationship, we have to discern, is it a question of compatibility? Is it a financial issue? Is it an intimacy issue? Is it a distance issue? Is it, a long distance relationship? Is it a question of you're not getting your needs met? Is it a question of somebody's giving more than the other person is giving? Is it a question of, is it in my best interest to stay in this relationship or leave this relationship? If I decide to stay in the relationship, what's my best approach? See how these are all very different questions that are going to give us different answers. So take a moment after you've decided what area of your life that you want to look at to really sit with yourself and say, okay, what is it I really want to know about this? If you're committed to the relationship, you're not going to ask is it in my best interest to stay or to get out of it? You're going to ask questions like, what can help me make the best of this relationship? What do we need to bring into this relationship to help it to flourish? What does the other person need from me? How can I serve myself in the context of this relationship? So don't be afraid to, once you've gotten the very big picture of what area of your life you're looking at, to not in terms of yes or no, but really be discerning about, what is it that isn't working for me? What is it maybe that is working that I can augment? What can help me understand this relationship better? What about it is really at the core of my discontent? And once you figure that out, you can ask a question which will help you clarify and help you move forward in a positive direction. So the tarot tip of this installment is not only to ask your question carefully, but to figure out within yourself, what is the real question at hand? What is it that I really want to know on the most basic level, and go from there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.